one of the problems I know a lot of companies have is show up rates. That they're getting people to schedule calls and meetings, but a lot of people aren't showing up. Do you have any solutions or advice on how to improve show up rates?
Yeah, I'll give you. I'll answer that question with a metaphor or an analogy. I actually don't know what the difference is, but either way, you'll get the gist of it. Have you ever gone to like a restaurant and you wanted to sit by the booth with your wife, but then it had like a little, you know, placeholder there that said reserved? That ever happened to you?
Yep, sure.
Immediately, you're like, well, I can't sit there. That's reserved. Somebody must be coming because they have that thing placed there. Or you go to a wedding or an event and you have like a paper stuck to the chairs, reserved. Ooh, reserved. It must be important. Someone important is coming, and two, they must be coming. So I thought about that a lot. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. It works really well for like life stuff, right? Like going to a restaurant, going to a concert, going to an event. Well, what if we take a day-to-day scenario and apply it to sales? And as a side note, that is how I approach sales. If I'm in an elevator and I meet somebody in the elevator and I strike up a conversation and now we're best friends, I take that scenario. I'm like, well, how can I apply that in sales? Anyways, so then I started experimenting, and when I created an event on my calendar with a prospect, typically a sales event name with a prospect that companies do is demo with Aaron or demo with Gong, right? And it's just like, it's very transactional. What I started doing was in the beginning of the event name, I would say reserved for Aaron. And then I put maybe like an emoji. And there's something there. It works for me. There's something there that makes the person realize, oh, well, the same reaction you feel when you see reserved on a table, same idea. So that's something that's like a very little tactical.
Well, that's just like a little like hack you would put like in like the calendar invite, like when you send
the
them
name
just
of the calendar. Yeah, the name of the calendar. It wouldn't start with demo. It would say reserved for Aaron, which would be the prospect's name, and then anything else that I wanted to include on that calendar would come after. And the reason why I do it that way,
demo and all that, you would just put it after the reserved for.
Yeah, it would get sort of lost, and the reason why is because they won't see that on their calendar. What they will see on the calendar is reserved for, and then their name. Everybody recognizes their name, right? Especially if you're dealing with executives where their calendars are flooded with events and invites, it just get lost. But when you I can see a list of 100 people, I can catch my name within a second. And so I think there's a psychology there by putting reserved and then a person's first name, it just catches their eye. And then if you want, add an emoji. That makes it really stand out. Look at your calendar now. I doubt there's an emoji in front of any event name.
I think you're right.
So you put any emoji, whatever it is. It could be like the siren emoji, the police siren. It could be like that alert warning symbol. But that's an example of like a little hack that increases your show up rates. Other ones is depending on when you're booking this event. If it's on the phone, then just asking the prospect to let you know if they're able to make it or not is just a really easy way to increase your show up rate.
Usually email, text.
No, so if you're on your phone, let's say you are on a sales call, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then we're planning to book or demo. I may say something like, Aaron, my only ask is if for whatever reason you're not able to make it on Thursday at 2 p.m., can you just let me know? I'll just ask you for help. I'll just ask you for that favor.
That's a situation where there's already the discovery call before the actual demo call.
Yeah. So I know some of your audience is like marketing folks. So, so if they're doing it from like a top of funnel move, then the name of the event itself, like the way I explained it with the emoji, and then having reserved in big letters with the first name, having an automatic SMS that goes after, then maybe having somebody follow up, could be an SD, whatever it is, saying, hey, Aaron, saw that you booked for Thursday at 14. I just wanted to call and introduce myself. Mor, I'd be the person you're going to talk to on Thursday. I just want to make sure so Thursday, is there any reason why you wouldn't be able to make it? Thursday works for you? Yeah, cool. So I just may reinforce that event by just calling that prospect in advance.